Oh yay, welcome back. So today I'm going to share about UI slider in Unity and how we actually can play with it. Okay, so I'll create a new scene, file new scene. Okay, so I'll create a UI slider which is under canvas as well. Okay, so let's say if didn't at the center of Unity, I will actually reset this position back to 0, 0, 0. Okay, as usual, I will need to have a folder because I did prepare some image file for you guys. I call it slider. And then I will put my file inside everything. Okay, so before we actually play with all this, I will actually introduce a bit with the slider first. Okay, so with this slider game object, there's a red transform slider. Okay, later we'll go details into here. Okay, but by default, it's actually come with some game object, which is called background, fill area, handle side area. Okay, what is this? Okay, so if you see on background, this is the background. Okay, fill area is actually, you can't see it right now, you can't feel it because of the fill area is when we actually move this knob, you will see that color. Okay, so the handle side area is this one, and it actually comes with a knot, with a circle. Okay, so let us change the fill area color. Then you will understand what actually I'm referring about. So if I change to orange, maybe. Okay, so if I play it, and if I slide this slider, yeah, that is the fill area that I mean just now. Okay, cool. So this basically with the by default what slider have it. Normally I won't go and change all this stuff. And I will see how I can customize by all this. Okay, so let us see that the first thing we want to do is actually we want to change this health bar image for this slider and how we can actually change. Okay, so let us see this health bar bottom. Okay, this health bar bottom with pixel 233 times 57 pixel. Okay, so at first I will go to my slider game object. I will change this first. Oops, I forget already. 233 times 57. Okay, then I'll change 233 times 57. So I can actually make sure the slider accordingly to the size that I wanted. Later on, okay, I'll change the background because this acts as a background for it. So just like we play some games, it have a health bar, right? So for this case, right, you don't set native size. If you actually change the anchor point of this slider, and then later on it will be very hard to actually adjust the image back to the slider by default state that we wanted. Okay, so I Control Z back. So make sure it's like this. So how we actually change the size? Just now we changed this, right? But when we actually replace this background, it doesn't come with the size that we want. So the fifth rec tools is coming in. Then you can actually adjust this one. Okay, it just look good right now. Okay, so when we change this, let us see on the fill area. Okay, the fill area just have a red transform. It doesn't have anything, right? Only this fill have the image. Okay, so I want to change this back to this. I'll change back to white. Okay, change back to white color. So right now, it may not happen to what we wanted yet because of this knot. Okay. Yep. Okay, cool. So how we actually can modify this? Okay, so we can actually modify this thing by adjusting this view area. Now move it to here, and then this handle as well. Move it to here. Okay, so let's try and see whether it's work with what we wanted or not. Yep, closely to that, right? Okay, if you actually feel that this view area is a bit too small for you, then you can actually adjust this bigger for this view area because it's still slightly, you can see the background for this part just now when we actually stretch, right? So this one you can actually make it bigger as well. So we can, yeah, it's just look good right now. Okay, so let's say if I don't want this knot, right? For this health bar, normally in games, it's just like it will play it by itself, or how with timer, right? Or with some interaction when the player get hit by enemy, and then it will reduce, right? So I may don't need this knot. Then normally I will just hide this. Yeah, hide this handle. Then it will just working as like this. Okay, cool. Okay, that's all about the changing slider graphic with our customized graphic. After we knowing how to customize our graphic with slider, okay, the next thing I would like to introduce is actually how we actually manipulate our slider value in code and how we actually use slider to move an object. Okay, so this one I name it as slider customize graphic first. Okay, so I create another slider. Create UI slider. Oh, so we set this position as well. Okay, seems good right now. So if I want to resize this slider, you can actually resize like this. Yeah. But this thing will be compressed. It's actually normal for it. If you really want to change this circle knot, you can actually go to this handle side area to change this width. Yeah, you can make it bigger. Okay, you can actually make it bigger. It's working the same. Okay, cool. So let's say I just fix it at 75. Okay. So this one I will call it slider change position. Okay, then how we actually change another game object with the position? Okay, let us see. Okay, I will use this white circle. Okay, I'll create a white circle. I'll create a UI image. Okay, and then W to move it up. Okay, put this white circle. Whoops, it's so big. Okay. Then I will name it as moving circle. Okay, this slider to put it down. Okay, move it up for this. Okay, so let's say I want to move this circle, right? How can actually I move this circle? Okay, so you have to go to your slider, change position. In this slider component, you will actually see a lot of similarity with button things. Okay, so for the transition part, I will not be introduced. It's actually very similar with the button for this part. Yep, you have a sprite swap, animation. It's actually working the same, just that it's slider. Okay, but another interesting thing that about slider is actually this value. Okay, so this value, if you actually drag this slider value, yeah, you see on your game scene the slider actually changed as well. Cool. And there's a number, minimum value is 0 and the maximum value is 1. Okay, and there's a whole number. Let's say I want to make sure it's whole number, which means I can just drag 0 or 1. Okay, so right now let's say I want this moving circle to move accordingly with my slider. Okay, I maybe will put this circle at here, parallelly with this slider. Okay, so let's say when I move this slider, and then this circle will actually move until here as well. Okay, so right now if you actually look into this circle position, it's actually negative 288, right? So if I move this circle until here is what? 290, maybe 28 also okay. 28 should be good as well. Yep. Okay. Or 290 better. Okay, we put it as 288. Okay, so we can actually manipulate with this minimum value and maximum value. So if actually I put it negative 288, here maximum value 288. Okay, so you will see this number moving like this, right? Cool. But right now our action we haven't done yet because we haven't coded. Yeah, we just have changed this thing 288 and negative 288. But our circle didn't move accordingly with what we wanted here. So there's something is on value change. Okay, so this on value change we can actually on the value change what we want something to do with the value. Okay, so right now we need a script. I'll go to my script folder, create a script. I call it as C# script. Slider interaction. Okay, then open up your script. Sorry, my computer is actually a bit slow. No, it's very slow. Okay. Okay, so later we will actually use this script to manipulate. So, okay, let us try with a public void function. because it just happen to be the same as the button. You need a public void to action on it. Change slider, change position with slider. Yep, this look good. Okay, let me off this. Okay, so I will normally put a debug.log and see. I got the slider value. Save it. Okay, then I go back to my Unity. Okay, I will create a empty game object to hold my script. Create an empty game object. Reset this position, and then I call it script holder. Okay, then I put my slider interaction in here. Okay, so where we assign just now the public function, right? So you have to go to your slider, change position. There's an on value change. Click on the plus. Okay, I'll drag this script holder in here. And then you actually get this slider interaction is our script name, right? Our function is change position with slider. Cool. Okay. So let's just play with it and see anything's happened or not. Yup, I got the slider value, which means right now it can read this function, but in fact slider value haven't get. Okay, I will teach you how to do it. How we can actually get the slider value. So first thing you must do is actually let this code know who is the slider, right? So I will actually define a public, and then I call it slider. Oops, slider position. Yep. So save it. You will facing the first error. Save it first. So right now he said the type or namespace name slider could not be found. Are you missing a using directive or an assembly references? Okay, because the slider is actually considered for UI. So in the code itself, you should actually add on a library on the top called Unity Engine.ui. Same goes when you actually get a public button something. You need this as well. Okay, cool. Then when this code knowing who is the slider, then I will check get slider position dot value. So which means it's actually a loss of it as value or the value. Okay, so maybe I change this debug message a bit. Slider value now is what number? Okay, save this code. Go to your script holder again. Go to the script holder. Then when actually you define a public slider, you should actually see at your code here with who is the slider that you want to refer. So many slider here, right? So I actually want him to know this slider for this value. Okay, so I get this here, put in. Okay, play. Okay, you see, right now he can get the number. So Pombe right now is 158. Let's check. Okay. Yeah, around that. Correct. So which means I get the position ready. But our problem right now is how to actually move this moving circle, right? So to move this moving circle, as we know, is actually because of this red transform component. Okay, that's why we need this in code later on, so we can get this position X. If not, we cannot. Okay, so go to the code again. Public rate transform. Whose rate transform? Moving circle rate transform. Right? Okay, so when you have this, then here the action right now. Moving circle rate transform dot local position equal to what? New vector 2. So vector 2 is referring to x and y. I think this one I did say in the another tutorial before. Okay, the x is the value that I want to change to this slider position. That's why I put here. How about y? I don't want to change, right? So the y for this moving circle is actually 114. Then I just keep it the same as this, 114. Then save this code. Okay. So you may thought that now should be can play already, right? But you will face an error. So play it. Okay. Unassigned references the variables moving circle RT has not been assigned. Okay, so this normally happens to students. Okay, remember when you define something in the code, moving circle RT, you must refer unity. Where is the moving circle rate transform? So I'll get this moving circle into here. Okay, so right now if I try to play it, should get just working nice. Okay, cool. So hope you actually get this idea how it is working. Just simple as that. Cool. So remember to save your scene. Control A. So right now we know how to actually change the position using slider. And the next thing I would like to share is actually use this slider to change the color of the game object. Okay, so I'll create another slider. And then I will name it as slider change color. Okay, I'll make it bigger as well. Okay, so I'll make it bigger, put it down here. And then change the handle size here. Yeah, around 75 or 70, right? Okay. So I will use back the same moving circle to change the color. But right now I will use this one to change the color. But let's say I want to make it clear, right? You can actually create a UI text. Yeah, that's something that I didn't introduce actually UI text as well. This UI text, you can just change the value like this position. Yeah, just call it position, change the color to white. It's very small here. Adjust the font size bigger. Yeah. Okay. Then the next one this one is, I call it position text. Probably I have another one which is called color text. Color. Okay. So you won't be confused later on. Okay, so the down one I will use for doing some color. So the same thing you must know is actually we can play with this value as well. Right? Okay, so talking about color, what we can actually use is actually something called color. Okay, I'm not sure my spelling is correct or not. Yep. Yeah. These are things that we are going to use. So there's two color. So from color A, it will change to color B. And the T is actually the float for combining A and B. So that is actually from the Unity side already written it. And then T is actually claimed between 0 to 1. So with this 0 to 1, we can actually use it as slider to play with it. Okay, so we are going to use this thing to change from a color to another color. Okay, so right now, let's say my moving circle. Okay, so just working good for here. And we actually use this. We don't need to change this minimum value and maximum value already because we are going to use from 0 to 1. But right now we have to look into our code part. Okay, so now I have another slider already, right? So I maybe have another public void. Yeah, I have to scroll up so you can see. Change color with slider. Okay, so right now I don't need to debug. Let's say if I'm confident enough. Okay, so change color with slider. So we are going to use the color. Save it. I will go to slider, change color, and assign just now that function first. Okay. Play and none object. Where is our script? So our script is inside script holder. Slider interaction, change color with slider. Cool. Okay, right now I want to change this moving circle color. But to change color, we must know which component to use. We can't use red transform, right? Yeah, cannot. We have to use image color. Then I can change the color for this. Correct? Okay, cool. So I will actually get this component in our script. So on top of here, I will have public image, the moving circle image. Okay, then you could be asked, just now I didn't bring my moving circle here, right? But how come I need to bring another time again? Okay, so that is actually because of this thing, although I refer him to a moving circle, but it just get this component called red transform. And this get the component called image. That's why we need to have another one, because 2 is different component. Okay. So when we knowing this moving image, right? Dot color is what? So we want to use the color lerp just now. Color.lerp just now. Oops. Yeah, sometimes it's just automatically coming in for this. Lerp what color? The color A and color B, right? And the T just now that I say. So this will be the slider value. Correct. So who is the color A? Who is the color B? Who is the slider value? We don't know yet, right? We have to define it, then only we can use. If not, if you save, right, sure you will have an error. Sure you will have an error. Yeah, you say color A does not exist in the current context. Color B as well. This one also. Because of we didn't define on top of the script here. So we have to define them. So I will define public color A, public color B. So when you define, you must make sure it's actually the same name. If different name, then it's a different person. Just like your class, there's a people called Chia Ye, but you call him Chia Yi. Then you cannot find him, you cannot find her. So that's why we have to really specific on the naming and exactly the same. And who is the slider value? Okay, so I need to bring my slider in here. So public slider, then slider color, right? Then if let's say if I name it as slider color here also slider color dot value, because I want to get the value to play with it. Save it. Go to your script and go to Unity. Go to your script holder. Yeah, now this error will just gone because you know who is that already, right? So when you actually define all that just now, you should have all these things. Who is a moving circle img? So just drag him in inside the image component and then the color A. At first, what is the color and change to what color? So at first, probably I put it as this blue. Make sure the alpha you make it 255. If not, later on you cannot see. Okay, I get this color, right? So make sure the first color here you must be the same, right? Because that's from this color to another color. So to color B, the alpha, remember to make sure 255. So I want to change to probably to pink. And then who is the slider color? Is this one? Okay. So let's try it out. So blend it. Yeah. Okay. It slowly changed from blue to pink. Now it doesn't move because this slider is actually move one. This one is change the color. Okay. So hope you enjoyed this video and understand how the usage of slider and manipulates the value and to change that position and color and many of things that you can still play with it. So hope to see you next video. Remember to like, share and subscribe me. Thank you.